Paula, I suppose what I have to say at the start is that we're very sorry. I suppose we're looking at that a lot of companies won't come back and we need to assist every employer that is going to attempt to carry on in any way we can, because every job is really valuable. And as I said in the questions to the Taoiseach, in relation to construction work and building companies, and even the construction of one-off houses, I'm asking to explore every avenue in relation to those type of situations, and every situation is different. And I'm sure that each person in the state now realises the importance of social distancing and will be doing everything they can to ensure that they follow the guidelines. But they need advice in relation to vans and work vehicles. They need help, Minister, in relation to the cost of insurance and rates and electricity bills. They need to get assistance with these. And my understanding in relation to rates was that if it didn't work, that we were entitled, if we were making no money, that we were entitled to, that we wouldn't have to pay the rates at all, and in relation to less income, a reduced rate demand. So we need to assist the local authorities in the amount of revenue that they're going to lose, because it's going to be massive. Clarity is needed in relation to the hardware stores. Are they exempted at present? And even machinery stores, are they exempted? And so then come to Kerry and the importance of the tourism industry and hotels and restaurants and guest houses and bed and breakfast, and indeed pubs. They're asking that he apply a zero-rate VAT for the rest of this year to ensure that they get, if they can, and if you're going to give them the green light to open, and to give them assistance in relation to their buildings and the way they present their premises for people coming in. And we realise that we won't have any foreign visitors, and we're depending on local people around the country when the thing opens up to get these people going and to get a turnover again in each of their ventures. Bus companies for school children's transport. I don't know if you realise at all, you're saying that the schools are going to open in June, for those going to doing the leaving cert. There is a serious problem about transporting children, and maybe you're talking about opening the schools in urban areas, but the children in rural areas are entitled to get to school as well. And there's going to be a problem with the buses and the size of the buses that's needed for the social distancing that's required. And it's very important that and I know that no interaction has taken place up until now, that he interact with the bus companies and Bus Éireann as to how the children are going to be brought to school for the remaining term of this year, in order to, and seeing as he wouldn't relent and let forget about the leaving set for this year. He must realise now that there's a serious problem about bringing children to school, and it needs to be discussed with the contractors and ensure that the children are brought safely and that they're seen after. It's very, very important. And again, in relation to the seasonal workers, it's so important. They're totally left behind, and Kerry depended so much on those workers. Most of them now, their stamps have run out. In the next couple of weeks, their stamps, all of their stamps will be gone. It concerns hotel workers, pub workers, it concerns bus drivers. And like Michael said about the bus companies, there's a yard of buses parked in Killarney to cost millions of euros to fund what's gone into that, yeah, and they're all packed. But every one of those buses had a driver, and maybe 2 drivers. And all of those drivers now are not getting paid a cent. They've been left behind. It's wrong. I'm sorry to say.
The time is up now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Point of order, yes.
Through the ethics that you're supposed to declare a possible conflict with some of the not through a connected person. Right. You're supposed to mention that, and I know I'm doing that. And
I'm sorry, I must.
We have to declare.
I have 2 buses. Honestly, that's what I have, and
it's just doing the thing properly. We have to declare.
Thank you, Deputy.
And of course, I have a pub. Like all the others,
we know that. We've heard about it.
And there needs to be a roadmap. There needs to be a roadmap, Minister, for publicans and their lives all around the country, because it looks like that many of them won't be reopening, but for the ones that will try to, there needs to be a roadmap put in place, and they need to be told when roughly they will get to open their doors again.